Welcome back to another. Let's see. Welcome back to a much awaited and requested episode of Whiskey Wednesday. My name is Alec Rubin, and with me today I have my brother, Coach Bradley. He's got the Dolphin shirt, old school Dolphin shirt. He's got the mullet. He's got the mustache. And today we're going to be doing a nice St. Patrick's Day pairing. It's the day before St. Patrick's Day. We got our Alec Bradley Black Market Filthy Hooligan. I know it's a mouthful. And then we got this bottle, this very green bottle of Kentucky Owl St. Patrick's Day edition bourbon whiskey that I know pretty much nothing about.
Okay, so I've had this before.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
You just opened it and didn't say a word about it.
Yeah, but I've actually had this previous to this episode. So
Really?
yeah. So
when? Where?
So I saw Dad had the bottle on his desk, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And he's like, "You guys should do a Whiskey Wednesday and talk about the Kentucky Owl and do it with the Filthy Hooligan." So I was like, "All right, yeah, let's do it." And like 2 days later, I go out to the bar, and I see from a distance this green bottle, and I was like, "I think I just saw that." And I asked the bartender, I'm like, "Is that Kentucky Owl?" And he walked all the way over, had to check. He's like, "Yeah, it's Kentucky Owl." Like, let me get 2 pours of that. So I already
Two for you?
No, one for me, one for a friend.
Okay.
And so I have already had this, so I do have a bit of a leg up on you as to what to expect.
Well, I just took a sip, so we're at even
okay.
We're at even
Oh,
playing
okay.
field now.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
that's all over.
I can have that.
So, do you know anything about this? So I said I knew nothing about it, and then you just told me that
I've had it.
that you've had it before.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about it, but what I do know is that it's a St. Patrick's Day edition, and they talk about Irish whiskey and American whiskey and the bond between them, but I don't think that it really has anything to do with Irish whiskey. I think it's just the Kentucky Owl bourbon.
Okay, it's 100 proof. That's basically all I'm getting. There's no age statement on it that I see, at least.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, okay, I guess we're just gonna get into this and kind of see what we think on the pairing.
Yeah.
Any thoughts so far? Well, what notes are you getting on the cigar?
So
Let's start there.
so I'm gonna start with the fact that this is like one of my favorite cigars. It's something that I'm always excited for it to come out, and I always ask that we have a couple extra boxes in stock for us in the office, and then there's
We never
never ever any extras. So I don't even know where you got this. The last one I smoked is I had to steal it from your humidor.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
about right.
So this season I've only had one Filthy Hooligan from last year's batch, and I have had one Shamrock
From this year's batch. And what's that one?
I don't know. You got this from me.
Oh, I have no clue.
Where did you get it?
It was in the warehouse.
Okay.
I went into the warehouse. I said, "Hey, do we have one Filthy Hooligan?" And they said, "Here you go."
Okay. So what I like about the Filthy Hooligan is the grass, from the Candela, with the mix on the barber pole, it really just evens out the sweetness with a little bit of that pepper. So I actually usually like to smoke this in the morning. This is a morning cigar for me.
I would agree with that. And to me, the barber pole, that extra Habano on there, cuts a little bit of the grassiness. So it allows the creaminess and the sweetness from the Candela to really shine.
Yeah. And what's cool about this, and what's a little bit different, is that it is actually the Candela is still wrapped all the way around the cigar, but the Habano is added after just the strip to make the barber pole. So it is still, if you were to take off the Habano, you'll still have that straight Candela.
Yeah.
Which is like the original one.
What do you get from the whiskey?
So, all right, let me try it again.
I don't think this tastes anything like Irish whiskey, first off.
No.
This tastes like a little bit youthful, I don't know, 4 or 5 year whiskey to me.
Yeah, and so actually what's interesting, comparing it from the first one I had, and maybe because I had things before it, it maybe messed with the taste a little bit. But when I first tried it, I was like, this is just okay.
That's kind of where I'm at on it.
But I wasn't getting an abundance of flavor. To me, this is a lot sweeter than what I remember.
So I said youthful on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it might be tough because youthful to me, I usually get grassy notes from whiskey when I call it youthful. It usually means grassy.
Yeah.
we're smoking a grassy cigar.
Yeah.
So smoking a grassy cigar, going with something that now tastes grassy. I probably should have had the whiskey first. I don't know if it's the cigar affecting the whiskey or the whiskey just tastes youthful at that point.
See,
I don't mind the whiskey. I think it's pretty decent. But do you know the price on it?
No.
Okay. Should we look that up?
You're supposed to be like the whiskey expert. You're supposed to like know this stuff.
I didn't look up anything about this bottle.
I don't know how much it is.
I have no clue.
But,
you know what? It's around $100, I believe,
okay.
give or take. Probably like $110.
$1 per proof.
$1 per proof.
$1 per proof.
Yeah.
All right.
So, to me, this is not a $100 bottle to go with the cigar, and I think the pairing is decent. I think it goes well together, but wouldn't be my first choice for this pairing by any means.
So
I think for if you're gonna really just embrace St. Patrick's Day and have a green cigar and have a whiskey that's not green but the bottle is green, and you're just gonna be having a good time, go for it.
So what would you then actually pair? Like what would be like your most ideal
whiskey?
Yeah,
whiskey to go with the cigar?
I'm gonna give you different options. I'm gonna give me one Irish whiskey, give me one bourbon because that's where we kind of gravitate towards, and then a beer, or
you give the beer.
I'll give the beer. All right.
You give the beer.
All right. So you do that. Give me the Irish and give me a bourbon.
Okay. So since this. Like, is there a range on what I can pick for any of these, like price-wise, or just go for it?
Be reasonable. Don't put something out there that like is just like absurd that no one can get or like is a
That changes things because I was gonna go for potentially. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it because it's just kind of absurd. I would probably go for a Redbreast 12-year cask strength for the Irish.
Okay, I've never had that.
I think there's a bottle in my office, so you can try that later.
Sweet.
Yeah, that means you're gonna take it. It'll be gone.
Gone
by the weekend.
We'll see if it's.
Yeah. And then for a bourbon, I would lean for something maybe a little bit on the sweeter side. I'm thinking of a few different things. I just had the Bardstown Discovery 7, which was fantastic.
I like that.
And it has some Canadian whiskey in it, so naturally a little bit sweeter.
Okay, that's cool.
So I do that. I always like Wild Turkey Rare Breed. I think that would go kind of on a different spectrum, $45 versus $150.
Yeah, that's
right?
okay.
I think
those are both reasonable and like available.
Yeah, because the one I was going to say for the Irish was Redbreast 27, which is like a $500 bottle, so we'll stay away from that one.
Okay, out.
And what do you think on a beer or a bourbon or Irish?
So I don't drink enough Irish whiskey to like. I probably only had like Tullamore Dew, which like I think would go great. So Tullamore Dew. So I would. See, it's funny. I was thinking about bourbon, but I actually know what whiskey I would drink with this, but it's not bourbon.
It's Scotch?
It's not Scotch. It's Japanese whiskey.
What, like Hibiki Harmony? Or?
No, I mean, it's one of my favorites, and it's really nice and light to go with a sort of a lighter cigar. I would pick the Nika Coffee.
There's two of them now.
Not the malted one, the orange label. The orange label. Nika
I don't think they make that anymore.
Nika Coffee, yeah, it's
still
discontinued. It's discontinued, but it's still around. Like I've been at a couple.
That's the
grain,
right?
I don't know. It's Nika Coffee. That's what I know it as. But it's like 80 proof and it's really light. If there's such thing as morning whiskey, this is morning whiskey to go with.
There is such thing as morning whiskey.
Yeah, this is morning whiskey, which I really really enjoy. I like to start at that lower level base, so I think it would go great with the Filthy Hooligan. And then a beer, I would go with light Pilsner. Go with something that's really crisp and refreshing. Another morning beer, morning drink. I'm all about
smoking and drinking in the morning. Apparently,
yeah, I do like that. I do like.
It's not day drinking if you don't start in the morning.
I like to drink in the morning. It doesn't need to be the morning, but right after I wake up, did I have some breakfast? Maybe.
So you're saying even if you slept in?
Yeah,
what time did you sleep until?
So for the first time, like you, kind of forgot about the time change a little bit.
Yeah.
So I woke up and I was like, man, I slept till 10. This was awesome. Like, I haven't slept until 10 for like years now. So I was like, I think like maybe I can like have a drink, because like by the time I get up, it'll be like.
Wait, did we lose an hour? So it was really like it would have been 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm bad with that. In Florida, we don't have seasons. We don't have seasons, so it's all the same.
I was pretty excited to wake up at 10, and then I realized that I didn't. I still slept the same amount of hours.
Mm-hmm.
But because it was 10, like, hey, like I could have a beer at like 11. That's like if there was football on, that's acceptable. So, you know, like you can have a little sip of whiskey before you go grab some breakfast and like, you know, brush your teeth with it.
Yeah, absolutely you can.
But I'm all about, you know.
Wait, so what did you have?
I had Ezra Brooks.
Okay. Is it the 100?
99 proof.
The 99 proof. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I haven't had that. How is it?
It's good for $35. Like, honestly, because it wasn't like anywhere available to me. Like, I never just like saw it, and it's $35. And I was like, this is something that, for the price point, like I would go for just as much as like Buffalo Trace.
So would it go with the cigar?
I think the flavor's too powerful.
Okay.
I think the flavor's too powerful.
Of what? The cigar or the whiskey?
I think the flavor of the whiskeys would overpower the cigar.
Okay.
I think you need something that's light and crisp, like a Pilsner, like a light Japanese whiskey. Excuse me.
No problem, Coach.
To complement and not overpower what it is that you're smoking. And because this has got that light, grassy flavor, I wouldn't want something that would overpower the beauty that is the Filthy Hooligan.
So what about like a nice weeded whiskey?
I like weed whiskey.
Okay, so a nice weeded whiskey maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think that Ezra Brooks 99 is weeded.
Mm-mm. But like maybe like a Weller Antique 107.
That's an easy go-to weeded whiskey.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Perfect. Done.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for watching Whiskey Wednesday.
Oh, that was fast. Trying to cut it short.
Oh no, we don't have to. You can roll this all day. Keep going.
No, but also like when we're smoking the Hooligans, but what I wanted to originally do was actually one of us smoke a Hooligan, one of us smoke a Shamrock.
Yeah,
so we also
those are hard to get.
So the
even for us.
Yeah, so even the Shamrock, which is the kind of the brother or sister to the Filthy Hooligan, has one extra wrapper on it. So it's a triple barber pole that has this lighter. Let me finish talking.
Okay, you go.
And then you can talk.
Okay.
This lighter Habano like Clara wrapper, so that adds kind of a bit of like another like pepperiness to it that I like. So it kind of beefs up the cigar a little bit. So like that I find like I would smoke later in the day.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we're gonna call the Shamrock the little brother to the Filthy Hooligan.
Why would we call it that?
Because it's a triple barber pole,
Uh-huh.
and because of your shirt today, you're a triple barber
I am
pole.
a triple barber pole.
You're a triple barber pole.
That's pretty
so
cool.
we're gonna call it the little brother.
All right, that's fair. I'll take it.
I thought you would like that.
Yeah.
Usually you don't like my jokes, but I thought that would be a good.
Yeah,
one.
you're usually not that funny.
I'm funny every day. It's just you're my little brother, so you don't think so.
Yeah, you're right. So that was another episode of Whiskey Wednesday. Thank you all for tuning in, joining in. We hope you have a wonderful, awesome, fun St. Patrick's Day. We hope you're smoking your Filthy Hooligans and your Shamrocks, so make sure if you're posting that you tag us so we can see it, all right?
And if you're lucky, we'll do another Whiskey Wednesday within the next year.
All right, cool.
Done.
Cheers.
Cheers.